So I'm wearing a long sleeve shirt today because winter's coming, guys. It's not gonna be bad here. It's gonna be a very mild winter here unless all hell breaks loose, which I don't see that happening. Want to get out there and they want to work the summer somewhere, and then they want to go find a winter storm. The winter storm's here. We are the winter storm. From here south is where a lot of those guys that are gonna get shut out. In Minnesota, Iowa, it gets cold, it gets snowy. They're gonna get shut out, and they're gonna come south and try to pick our fruit.
Even Missouri.
Even Missouri, yeah. Misery. Yeah. So they'll be coming south, trying to pick fruit. They're gonna come from here to Texas, and they're gonna bail out of places like Minnesota. They'll leave sketch crews there and offices to do their work. Guys have been around the block, have seen this stuff, and they're gonna go elsewhere and go wherever. But you guys lucked out because you have a full year here to blast this thing out. And that's what we're gonna talk about, how to blast it out and keep it going. A lot of guys, when fall comes and the light starts fading and it starts getting dark at 5 o'clock, a lot of guys fall off the radar, man. They're just like, well, I can't do nothing, it's past dark, it's like that. Which, yeah, you can't canvas at dark, but what you can do is find yourself an old folks community, because that's where you're gonna hit the homeowners during the day. You look for crazy shit like Buicks in the driveway, because that's old people, that's old school. Hey, what is that, a Mercury Topaz?
Yeah.
That's old folks. You know, things like that you can still key in on, and it still works. So that puts you out there selling during the day. All this commercial, yeah, old Cadillac. All this commercial that's here, it's going to be here all winter. People are in them buildings every day. Chances are, the people you talk to, half of them don't own them buildings.
Right.
So you're going to have to set up a meeting with the homeowner or the building owner anyway. So that's not going to stop you. So keep hunting out there, dude. We're predators. You know how I know we're predators? Because our eyes are fixed on the front of our face. If we weren't predators, we would be the prey. We'd have eyes tilted to the side so we could look halfway around our head and see what's coming after us. If you look at any animal, that's how it is. You're one or the other. So we're going to go out there, we're going to keep hitting it. In this time, when it's starting to get a little cooler, things really aren't slowing down no more. I know you're still building a ton of jobs. You're still on the phone every day. You're in here at night. So things aren't really slowing down here. But for you guys out in the field, now it's time to get some sales skills. And by sales skills, I don't mean knock the door, hi, I'm Tom, I'm Benny, blah, 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 blah. I mean get slick. And by getting slick, I could go over 100 different things that I've done over the years that I've changed up. One of them is business cards. I was looking at this business card yesterday, and it made me think of some stuff that I did. I used to have them print my business card with no mobile number on it. Just a blank space. And see, this card's got black on the back. I like a white card on the back. And the reason being, when I dealt with a homeowner, you got seconds at that door. Literally seconds at that door to make an impression. And whether you sell or not, if you're going to leave a card with them, I'd flip that card over to the back. Hey, Miss Johnson, let me give you my private cell phone number. I don't just hand this thing out, so please don't give it to somebody else. You make them the most important person in the world for that few seconds, and that's going to get you a sale. And I've done that over and over. I've had people change because of that one tactic. One little tactic. And for you guys selling, you're going to be out there hitting doors. Are you guys showing up on any builds?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
When you show up on that build, and I want you both to use this, I swear to God, spend 1 week of builds using this, and you come back and you tell me it doesn't work, and I'll call you a liar. All you got to do, when you're out at a build, when that build starts, you hit the neighbors, knock the doors. Hi, man, my name's Benny. I'm doing the job right next door here. We're going to be tearing off a lot of shingles, putting them back on, you know, the shingle wrappers, all that kind of stuff can blow in your yard. listen, I don't want to have a problem out here. If something blows in your yard, here's my private cell phone number. You give me a call and I'll come out and make sure they get it cleaned up for you, okay? Because we want to keep the neighborhood as nice as possible. Hand them the card, step away, and say, oh, by the way, you know that roof's free to them, right? The insurance company's buying it because of the hail damage here. Spark it. You're setting the fire right there.
That shit sounds like it'll work.
That shit works. I laughed. The first time I heard that, I didn't create that. Somebody else created that. They told me, and I put it back here in the little hair-covered computer, and I left it alone. I went out. I had a day when I couldn't sell nothing to save my life, if you can believe that. There was a day when I was just having the worst day of my life, couldn't sell nothing, but I had jobs going on. Guess where I went? I went back to those jobs, and at that time, I didn't understand that you collected a whole area, and that's how you win. So I had jobs all over, scattered. You know, I'd sell one or two, move on, sell one or two, move on. So I went back to one of my jobs, and I used that. I used it. This is my job. I used it over here. It worked. First time I ever used it, it worked. I was like, man, how can that be? I'm sitting here, I had this tool in my toolbox and never used it, and now I find out it works. So guess what? I went over here across the street, it worked. I went here, it worked. I sold 3 jobs around that job that I had passed up because nobody was home. This guy over here, not home, not home. Now I put in 3 more signs. Guess what? The other people, it took about a week. The other people talked to these people. I don't know which one they talked to. They got my number. They called me up. That's one tip. Another tip is to stay in your neighborhood. You pick a neighborhood and you camp out there. If you set yourself up, what kind of hours do you like to canvas during the day?
Commercial during the day and then residential in the afternoon.
Wherever you set, I don't care where you're setting. If you want to open up a neighborhood, the best way to open up a neighborhood is, I've done it 100 times, guys. That's why I can sell a whole damn neighborhood and never have to really go out of it except for referrals. That's what takes me into other neighborhoods, is because I set up. I make sure there's signage on my truck, and I'm in there every day. And I'll knock doors until them jobs get started. When them jobs get started, I'm parking my truck in that neighborhood again, and I'm re-knocking doors. I'm talking to the homeowners next door, just like I showed you here. It sets the fire. This little circle where you started starts expanding. And next thing you know, you have whole streets of signs that say K. Simon, but Able signs are coming, so don't worry. But you'll have whole streets of people. And let me tell you, if Kelly was in this town, and I said, hey, go over to this neighborhood where Tom and Benny's working, and he's seen whole streets of signs, what do you think he's going to think? He's going to be thinking, them boys got it right. Because I guarantee you, I don't know Kelly's whole background, but I know he's beat the streets before, and I know he knows that that's how it should be done, whole streets. Have you guys ever been into a neighborhood where Jasper or some of them other people have put out hundreds of canvassers and they beat it down and their signs literally everywhere?
I saw that once in Nebraska, but not with Jasper, some other company.
Did you feel like you could go in there and get a job in that area?
And we tried, but
They demoralized you.
the homeowners are like, I had a lady tell me a month and a half into the storm.
Yeah. My back is stuck.
I'll be back.